You want to know why I'm trying to work for myself now? Hear me out real quick. So, my very first job, I was like 17 and I started working on a farm, right? 17 all the way up until like just recently, about a year ago, I worked at a lot of retail jobs as well as restaurant jobs, serving jobs. If you know, you know. Ugh. And the only thing I really took from all that or had taken from all that is they can let you go whenever they want and for whatever reason they want. So I'm sitting here outside of a really big retail company. Everybody goes there. You get your things on a budget, but I don't really want to say what it is. But if you put two and two together, I'm sure that you could come up with what the answer is. And I was here for years as a cashier. When I tell you guys, I wasn't taught anything, but I was still a key manager. I was still someone who locked up at night, made sure the drawers were counted, and you would think, well, why are you complaining about that? First of all, they promised me a secure amount and they only paid me like 20 cents over. That's number one. Second of all, they tried to get the police involved and they try to send me to jail because of something I wasn't taught. So like when you become a manager, you would think that another manager would sit there and like observe your work. That wasn't done for me. I was kind of just thrown into the wolves and I had to figure it out on my own. And then they got short like $2,000 because of me. But like I said, I wasn't taught anything. So when they went back to look at the cameras, they had seen that three men came through my register line and they wanted me to like upload, I think it was like $100 each or something. No, it was $500 each. I'm sorry, $500 each. And I put it in the system, blah, 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 and it went straight to their card. Now, like I said, when you want someone to become a manager, because they asked me and I was all for it. When you want someone to become a manager, teach them the right way. Teach them so they don't have to have their job on the line. And the manager at the time, she wasn't going to take the fall for anything. She said she was there. She was there. She was working with me, but they had me on that register. I also had to make sure that things were getting stocked up so that we don't, so that shelves aren't empty. How can you do all that and still manage the front? Thieves, alarm systems was going off all the time because people were stealing. So, yeah, if I ever worked for a company anymore and they're paying me, before I ever say yes, I'm going to make sure that I have the proper training and the proper pay, because how dare you tell your employees that you're going to pay them a right amount and you only raise it to 20 cents more? And I believe I was like 12.20 and I went up to like 12.40, 12.50. $12.50 an hour for a manager. I don't know. That's why I'm trying to work for myself. Bye, you guys.